Hi, I'm David Ohrvall, founder of MBACASE and author of Crack the Case. You'll be attending a Crack the Case workshop very soon, and I'm here to help you with your case interviews. Now, we have 3 videos that will get you up to speed quickly on some general questions you might have about case interviews, as well as some specific Crack the Case concepts that I want you to understand. You'll also have the chance to see 13 video clips, highlights from a full-length case interview with a tough interviewer. Please watch the videos in order and be sure to download the handouts that can be located on our website, MBACASE.com, under the resource section. I'm very excited to be working with you this interview season and look forward to meeting you on campus. Let me give you a brief overview of my background. I worked at Bain & Company for 4 years, working my way from summer associate to consultant to manager. I did a variety of strategy and operations consulting work across many industries. Also during that time, I interviewed quite a few candidates during the recruiting process. When I left in 2003, I wrote a book called Crack the Case, which led to this business, MBACASE. Since then, I've taught thousands of MBAs, undergraduates, and others in my Crack the Case workshops, training them on how to succeed in their case interviews. I've also coached hundreds of candidates privately. My clients have gone on to work at all the top consulting firms, including Bain, McKinsey, and BCG, and many other companies from a variety of industries. The case interview is a business problem that an interviewer presents to you. Your job is to solve that problem in about 20 to 30 minutes. Now, a case can be something very simple like, our ice cream shop is losing money, what would you do? To something a little bit more complicated like, this cereal company wants to launch a new product, how would you help them? Now, your job is to show off your strong communication skills, your analytical skills, as well as your logic while being creative and engaging at the same time. Now, I know there's a lot of things to do at once, but remember, the case interview is not about reciting memorized logical frameworks, but instead it's your chance to showcase your thinking skills on the spot and show your sound business judgment. In the past, case interviews showed up mainly in consulting and marketing interviews because those employers knew that to succeed, you'd have to show a good variety of communication, logic, and problem-solving skills. But as those skills have become more important in a wide range of jobs, you'll find cases showing up in almost any interview situation, whether it's a finance firm, pharma, technology, oil and gas, or some high-tech company, you can expect a case or logic problem to show up. The phrase crack a case means to solve a problem. A case problem is like a mystery that you have to solve. Many interviewers will say that they are not looking for you to solve their case with the exact right answer, but instead, they're looking for you to show specific thinking skills. The interview will expect you to create a good plan to solve the problem, use data appropriately, be accurate with your math, and then end the case with a strong conclusion. These are skills that you can master over time with practice. Interviewers are looking for a classic set of skills that you'll need for all kinds of projects and interactions. I'll use the acronym CLASSIC to go through them. C is for communication, L for logic, and A for analytical skills. Now, SS is for social skills, and IC is for the ability to think in an integrated manner and also be creative. Of course, no one person will be perfect in all these classic skills. So how will the interviewer figure out your strengths and weaknesses? Let's think about using a tree analogy. Think of yourself as a tree. You know, the trunk, branches, leaves, fruit, every part of you is on display above ground. But honestly, as an interviewer, I want to know what's below the ground. I'm more interested in knowing about the root structure that created this tree. So that's the interviewer's challenge. He needs to find out what's going on with the root structure. And that's where the case comes in. In a sense, the interviewer tests you by shaking the tree, finding out if it can withstand some pressure, pulling, bending, and examination. He wants to find out if the roots are strong. If the skill sets are strong enough, you'll get the job. Over the years, I found that people tend toward one of 2 ways of preparing for their case interviews. The first method could be called the lone wolf method. These candidates gather and devour a variety of resources. They plow through every book on the market and seek out free cases and free tips from their friends. But these candidates shy away from practicing with partners, and they seldom practice out loud. They think if I read enough cases, I'll be ready. The second group could be called the group therapy technique. These people practice cases with a small select group of friends. They give each other soft feedback, burn through lots of cases, and peg their last case performance with their emotions. They're very dependent upon each other. They don't go outside the comfort of the small group to find out how they're doing. They don't seek new practice partners. They act like the real interview is going to be a team effort. I believe good preparation requires the combination of self-study and working with good partners. You need to practice with tough cases to learn how you're doing. And the advantage of working with others is that you can learn that. But also there's an advantage of working by yourself, where you can focus on your personal weaknesses, like building faster and more accurate math skills. Without the interaction of others and without private practice time, you won't get the best combination. So I think you should develop a strategy that will involve both individual study and drills, along with a lot of practice with good partners using high-quality practice cases. Over the last couple of years, I've worked with thousands of candidates through my Crack the Case workshops and private coaching, and the people who performed best usually had 2 to 3 months of preparation. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of preparation during the busy school year, but it is necessary to understand what skills are weak, to figure out how to strengthen those skills, and then apply those skills in the case interview. That kind of improvement doesn't usually happen in a 2-week period. Now, some people are natural problem solvers. You just give them a couple of tips, you show them some great performances, and they're up to speed in a flash. But those people are rare. Most of you will need 2 to 3 months to prepare. Start out with simple cases, work on your classic skills, and then progress to more difficult cases. A case typically takes 20 to 30 minutes. It may start out with a warm-up discussion about your resume and your background, and end with a chance for you to, ask the interviewer some questions and learn more about his or her firm. The case itself is divided into 3 basic parts. The first third of the case is where you show that you understand the problem. Your goal here is to lay out a plan for solving the case. Your interviewer may ask you some questions about your approach and want to know more specifics about the direction you're taking. The middle third of the case is where you'll be showing your analytical skills. At this stage, you may be asked to read a chart, solve some math, or draw a graph. Expect to be quizzed on the spot and to be a little bit nervous. The final third of the case will be where you'll show off your ability to integrate several ideas and to think very creatively. You should end the case with a solid recommendation. You'll need to do well on all 3 parts. Finally, if you are presented with a longer interview, say 45 minutes, expect the case to have more layers of difficulty and perhaps some additional analytical tests.